Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. It's this evening here, talking to people in India. And so I got into that habit. Welcome, Dr. here. So I've been working a lot all day, so many things to do, so much is accomplished. So very happy that way. There's still a lot of goals and a lot of things. You see, one of my goals is to make a documentary on the ancient wisdom, how that is relevant to our modern times. Um, as I worked as a modern physician and also corporate head, I have seen a lot of problems in the corporations and also in the medical system, right? Um, of course, my main job is to promote wellness and help people to be living well for a long time, and also uh, happily, not just taking medications and existing, but enjoying their life and doing something in their life, contributing to life, that kind of thing. So one of the verticals I run is called NEW. What does it mean? NE means nurturing elderly wise people. Instead of letting them just stay there and go off, I want to make them live better quality of life. So sometimes I show them new things and they can learn a lot of ways to be well. Um, all the yoga, Ayurveda, everything is there. But also how to be happy with what they are doing, how to be joyful, and how to be nourishing small things and enjoy themselves. I may read a poem to them, or I may introduce some story that I read in the ancient wisdom and all that. They're very fascinating to them, right? Um, I did that with my mom when she was alive, when she was very old, and I did with my elderly sister also. So this kind of uh, gave me a preview of how it is to be old and then to be not able to do much. And then I took them to different events and so sat with them and saw the movies and some of the movies that are pretty tough for them to understand. I kind of sit down and talk, especially what is involved in the philosophical implication, that kind of thing, right? So anyway, it's a lot of work, a lot of things to be done, and I was able to accomplish a lot because I was focusing, no disturbances. So that really helped. In the focus, there is a book called Flow. Michael. Uh, his Russian name is very tough to me, but his title is Flow. That has really got a lot of information from Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which I am very, familiar and very much use it for helping a lot of people to gain focus and concentration. Right? That is the best book that Michael was saying in that book, right? But Patanjali Yoga Sutras, I don't call it a book, but it's a system. It's a centuries of really working on the mind and how we interact with the mind, and then what happens in the mind, human relations, and reading, learning, scholarship. So many things are discussed. You are much better off after you learn what it is all about, because you are focusing on everything and you understand your states of mind much easier, and thereby you could be positive most of the time and then do that way. Okay. So I was focusing, for example, and I was focusing this morning, and normally um, uh, people take a lot of days for that kind of things, right? But with the focus, I was able to do it in 4 hours. I'm not bragging about focus. I'm talking about a technique of focusing completely, and then so obviously I don't allow any of the notifications to come to me, and I don't really receive any emails. They may come, but I don't have the notifications on, and I will get to the time when I need to. So I don't let lot of outside diversions take me away, right? So that's a good thing. And also, uh, when I'm into that kind of flow like thing, which I normally do with the mundane things or with the things that I need to do for the family or for myself or whatever, uh, having tasted that energy, like you have not spent any energy. You see, you're in flow, you accomplish things, and then you feel completely, that how that feels when suppose you are washing a car and you did take the phone with you and you're outside, you're washing the car, and then you do that to, in flow, not thinking anything, and all, then you feel very good at the end of it, right? So many things like that we do, we can do in flow, and then we feel the energy. That is the standard. And you didn't feel like spent any energy, and everything's went very well. But these days, people are not used to that kind of focus. But why? Because there are a lot of things want to get at you. They want to sell you things. They want to convince you things. They want to influence you politically. Any number of messages are coming through our phone, are, they disturb us, right? Or most of the time they want to sell something. Okay, that or they want your attention for so many reasons. So if you are used to paying attention, completely to any particular thing, your deepening of the attention happens. That's why the more I'm attending to something, the more my attention is deeper. And also, not bringing past or the future, but really being here in the moment. That's my forte, right? Present moment awareness. And whatever I take up these days, whatever I take up, I have complete focus in it, and then I get it done. I enjoy the process. At the end of it, I don't feel like I have expended a lot of energy. Good deal, I think. So that's what I was doing all afternoon. So much is there. You see, I had to shift my entire study to the basement because the study got so hot. The AC, nothing worked, and it was so hot we couldn't really stay there for working. But then today is better. But a couple of days ago, it was very hot. Anyway, the summer is coming up. We're going to shift the entire, my studio into the basement where it is cool, and all this next to my yoga studio. So it required, certain planning, certain paying attention, and all that. Because there were too many computers with me, too many iPads and iPhones, but I had to choose what is working best and then take them out there, right? So a lot of files, a lot of files, and with the files, there are so many things I need to follow up and all. So everything was done systematically because of the attention. So how you end up this attention, I'm going to give you some practical tips that you could do. Anybody can get this, but then the longer you understand and longer you do this, the better. You cannot be multitasking and also expect this to happen. Forget it. So what you can do is, instead of one task at a time, I also accomplished a lot by doing that. Only thing is, I didn't feel like I expended any energy. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed the challenge. I kind of took it, and then really was grateful that I had these challenges I could fulfill and all that, right? So a lot of stuff can be done better when you take one task at a time and attention to the task completely. So it starts in the morning for me. When I get up in the morning, I want to be in touch with the present. I want to establish myself in the presence, right? So that's how I get up, and then immediately I don't open my devices. I just sit down and take deep breaths and establish myself in that complete awareness, which is thoughtless state, but alert, awake, and aware. Okay, then you don't have any thoughts going all over to the past or the present or whatever. I just want to be in touch with my presence. I don't have to plan everything all out or because all this worldly life is no big deal for me. So what I do is I kind of establish myself in the presence, and like that I go and do uh, my exercises and all that with my friends. Morning routine, I do that, and then throughout the day, what I tell them in the morning routine, like pay attention to everything as you go through the day, and don't cling to things. Okay, those kind of things keeps me in the present, not in persona, but in my present. And once the work is all done, actually a lot of things done much faster, because of the attention, and then you are done, and then when you come home, you kind of unwind your body, your mind, and all that. At the end of the day, I kind of recollect all the uh, reactions that I have and everything, if at all, and then I kind of bury them, and then we go to sleep on a completely empty mind, or more like a cleansed mind, more like a vacated mind. So that's a blessing. So in the morning when I get up, I have full energy because I didn't have to dream that much, because I have already tried to you know, be more like organized my mind already. Took up all the junk out, and then wrote down important things and all that. So everything is there, and then there is a deeper thing that I do, probably other people may not be able to do, because I reside in my being, abide in my being, and then go to sleep. That is because of the awareness. So there is a spiritual person called Sadhu Om. He was with Ramana Maharshi for a while, and later on he was practicing this, abide as the self, as your inner self, as your inner essence, as your life force, right? How do you abide that? Because if you're continuously stuck in the mental realm, you are not good. But if you are aware, the expanded awareness gives you that, clear way of being in the self. And once you are there, you are not going to think, but you're going to be aware of the emptiness that you feel that too. The experiencing the emptiness in deep sleep is very important. That is called Turiya, Turiya state. Normally you have wakefulness as dreaming, dream state, and also deep sleep. Wakefulness is called Jagrat, dream Swapna, and deep sleep is Shushupti. In the all these three states are in the total awareness, which is the fourth state, Turiya. It is advised to be in that state during the day, and also when you slip into the sleep, if you are there, it's like a uh, tremendous therapeutic effect. That's the only way I can describe. But the experience is when you get up, you are fully charged, okay, and then you are not drink, getting up with any negativity within you, or any desperation, or any worry about future things. None of it. You will face the life as it is when it comes up. So it's not like a planned, because there's a much deeper understanding about that. Divinity is leading you and then taking you through the life. So I don't have to worry about how many people are coming, what, no, nothing. You just feel like talking to people. You come and talk, and if somebody has a question, you answer and try to help them. That's it. If nobody has any questions, that's fine too, because I may not stay much longer if they don't question. After I do what I need to do, then I'll leave. Okay. So majority of the people don't go to these extents, right? They kind of have gossip or have some concepts or some theories and all that. Not going beyond mind. That's kind of very difficult for a lot of people, you know. But the real happiness, joy, and everything is there when you go beyond your mind and be in charge of the mind and use the mind properly. Okay? I talk about this in the morning routine every day. You are not just the body or mind, they are your tools. You are that witnessing consciousness. Abide by that self, then you will be happy. So sometimes I go to bed late because some people call late because they have a problem, and that is usually a very severe problem. Otherwise, I would not get the call that much. But if I get the call from some of these people, that's definitely something major, and I need to attend to that. So even though I have sold my clinic in 2019, I have been having patient calls and all that quite often. That's okay. I am here to help. That's fine. Then sometimes it takes me beyond midnight and all that, right? But then, because of this way I sleep by abiding in my real self, when I get up in the morning, the energy is beautiful because the chattering mind is not there. So the detoxification of the sleep works very well on the body and also on the mind. A lot of people sacrifice that because they don't understand how they are losing that capacity, to be quiet and then to be allowing a detoxification of the body and the mind to go through naturally. That is the diurnal cycle. Body has the capacity to heal like that. But we are so sold on the uh, chatter or whatever, and we allow the thoughts go on, and then you sleep on the thoughts. That I don't do. That's what I'm saying. So you can also practice and think about it and question each thought. Where did this thought come from? Why this thought? Is that significant or not? So don't store these thoughts as a uh, you know dustbin. We use the mind as the dustbin and put everything there and cling on to that. Well, oh, this is my concept. Oh, this is my persona. This is all. Don't cling on to them, and then you will easily eliminate them. Okay. Hopefully, this is all making sense for you. But even thinking about that brings joy to my face, because it's such a blessing. No need of any um, medication, no need for any alcohol, anything like that. Any situation, the toughest situation comes in front of me, I can slip back into my real essence and answers come. Okay, that is ancient wisdom. Go beyond your chattering mind and discover your real essence and bring that out. But you're so enamored by your accumulation of books and knowledge and all that, that you will never allow the mind to be quiet, chatterless. Okay, it's all chatter. All thought is limited. Everything. So you have to use it and stop it. If you don't do it, it will create its own pathways, it will go on its own way, and then you get up on these platforms like this and you talk a lot more stuff. Okay, but if you understand that inner essence and then how to calm your mind, you can use the mind. But then, are you able to stop it right after that? That's where the especially before you go to sleep. Okay. Any questions on that? Come up and ask me. I'll be happy to answer you. But if you don't have any questions, that's fine too. So I will have a few more pointers I want to give you. So what happens if I have to happen an argument with somebody? First of all, I don't have to argue with anybody. Okay? They are entitled to their opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. So I don't even live in opinions, by the way. I go, I do my duty, I do what I need to speak about, what I need to say, communicate, and afterwards, I don't take on the personas. I kind of deal with the beings. right? So it becomes so much easier not to take anybody hurling from their mind level, from their persona level, you know. So Buddha taught this for me. He was um, very, very much aware that there are so many things happen to us in life, right? That he said, that's the first arrow. That is inevitable. People may insult you, people may say some things, or people will not be able to engage with you and all that. But suppose they say something and that comes to us and we take it, and then we have some kind of stimuli, and then we react to it. And that reaction is the one that Buddha talked about as the second arrow, and that is in your hands. The first arrow is not in your head. It can happen. Life will bring something or other. But how you react is in your head, and do that. That's what he said. Okay. So once you understand that, uh, you don't rake it up. You don't react. You don't allow the reaction to go on. Even if it happens, if you are aware, it will slim down, right? Another incident I always tell is Buddha was really yelled at, and then that man did not agree with what Buddha was saying, and he spit on him. And Buddha didn't say anything. And the guy walked away, and the other people said, "Oh, how did you allow him to go away when he did such a dastardly thing?" And he said, "He wanted to give me something insult, but I did not take it. So when I don't take the insult, why do I have to react?" Think about it. Who is it taking your persona, your personality, your ego? That's all thought built. That's not real you. The real you is beyond that, right? So that kind of thing helped me a lot, not to uh, be argumentative with people, not to be taking anything, especially workplaces where, if you really calm down and listen, lots of times what they may make sense, and they will be grateful that they try to give you a different perspective. Or because you calm down, the other person may listen to you. Then you don't have to argue. You can just give your point of view, and if they take it, take it. If they don't take it, you cannot do anything about it. Okay. So this kind of discipline in not being in thought but being in the awareness helps a lot. I know this is very, very weird, probably, very, very foreign for you, very, very ancient. So you're all uh, neurotic modern people, right? So thinking the same thing all the time, and having that is the neurotic. I'm saying in the literal sense of doing the same thing again and again, knowing the result. That is not having the control. But when you are non-neurotic, like the ancients were, you don't react, but you will respond to the situation. Okay, in a, without emotional turmoil. That's the key. If you don't have the emotional turmoil and you respond to things, you do things better, and also you don't have to suffer the stress hormones from that. But the reactions are so quick. You think, that is for people who are not knowing all this. But the people who are aware of all this, reactions won't happen just like that, out of their, purvey. So as you are aware of it, and then as you are aware of the arising of the reaction, spreading and going away, okay, all that. This is a very simple thing Krishnamurti talked about all the time. If you are angry, that feeling coming up, just be aware of the anger. And because you are not engaging in thought, you are not giving continuity to the anger, the feelings around it, the thoughts around it. But rather, because you are aware, immediately you notice your anger going down. Try it sometime. One of my friends used to be coming to my wellness club. Her name is, she used to come here. I don't know why she's not here. She, Sanya Sundara, she is the one. She has told me, Dr. Rao, I'm getting this unnecessary burst of anger. and then at the workers and all that, then I told her, just be aware of it. And she was doing that whenever it just came, and she remembered what I told her to do, and she was aware of the anger, and the anger gone down. She noticed that the anger has gone down. Okay. Suppose I charge you $1,000, then you will listen. But if I tell you this works because our ancients did, you don't want to try it. You have to try it, then you will. So in awareness, we rest, we really tranquil, and we also see our mind getting very serene and calm and quiet. First of all, that is the requirement to be in awareness, to be quiet in the mind. But if you are allowing the mind to go because you know so many different techniques about living well, which life is going to end anyway, but you think you are so clever, you can think of, then you are allowing the mind to grow like that. You can do that, but you don't have the uh, nicety of the sereneness of the mind. Okay, so that's the fundamental in Patanjali Sutras. First of all, you got to still all modification of the thought, all modifications, good or bad or whatever. You have to still them, not allowing them to get on their own horse and get galloping. That's what happens to us if we don't are aware of this mechanism. But once you are having that mechanism of knowing what is going on, then immediately you will be able to understand the significance of stillness of mind. Then only you will be in the awareness. Okay, so this is not like a something extraordinary. It's like a very simple thing that all human beings have. They have the capacity to be still. But if you don't practice it, then you allow your thoughts to go all over. They will form their own pathways, right? The more unconsciously you are thinking, the more you will get the samskaras, ingrained thoughts. And not only now, but down the line, decades later, also they will come back. Okay, so that's why, as you think, as you finish, as you conclude, as you really throw away the thought, don't cling to it and go. Okay, I maybe it is very very difficult for a lot of people, but try it. If you can try it, then you'll enjoy that. Okay? So I've been talking for a while now. Anybody has any questions, you can come up and tell me any questions you have. I think I was talking almost half an hour now, 29th minute we are in. Anyway, let me tell you some of my activities going on right now. I'm doing a breathing masterclass on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. and that will go up to 90 minutes. You will understand what is the significance of deep breathing daily, not just when you are exercising, not when you are doing yoga. No, daily, and also as often as possible. As much as possible. Um, and then I will also tell you one breath goes in, serves the different organs different ways. So yoga masters identified 5 different asanas, pranas. Okay, prana, samana, apana, upana, vihana, all those 5, they go to different parts of the body. Once you understand what they are, how they work, I think you can manage breathing much better. It's one thing about having a habit of deep breathing. It's another thing having the understanding of that energy, how it works with each organ system, and employing certain techniques for that. And so it's like you build up muscle, you have to build up your respiratory reserve, respiratory capacity. And that only happens if you're practicing deep breathing on and off. Okay? So look for that, and that will be 9 a.m. Central, 10 Eastern. okay, and 90 minutes. And this is part of my Saturday webinar that I do, okay. And I am doing a documentary on several spiritual luminaries. This is not a devotional or this is not a religious thing. It's about what are the wisdom that I learned from the ancient wisdom from several uh, luminaries. There, each one, if you want to study 20, 30 years, you can study and you can enjoy their insights. But for those people who do not know about them, I want to tell them what is that I liked about them, what is that they told us about wisdom, and how it can be relevant to our modern life stress and burnout, so that you can understand and then you can maybe, uh, you know, put it in practice, getting the benefit. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too, but then you won't get the benefit, right? It's not like a religious thing. It's more like a knowledgeable thing. Knowledge, okay? Ancient wisdom knowledge is about inner knowledge, okay? That's called gnana. But modern technology, all the knowledge about our, so many things, our food, or all those things, that is vijnana. That's okay. But unfortunately, however much vijnana you have, you don't have the peace of mind, you don't have the calmness of mind, you don't have the joy and happiness that is within you. For this, you need to have the gnana, knowledge of the inner sciences. And you are so arrogant, you say, oh, I'm a modern man, I don't want to listen to it. Be my guest. Nobody can change that. Okay. People have to have a natural curiosity. Even the scientists that I work with, sometimes they get stuck in that, and then they'll never be able to, um, freeze themselves out of that and then come out and learn. Once they learn it, they'll say, "Oh my God, why did they did not teach us from the beginning?" More than the people, the young people, now the older people are very adamant because they have invested so much into what they learned as the knowledge, and then they want to hold on to that, right? That's why they do not allow people to really. They suffer silently and or loudly, but they don't enjoy the inner joy and peace and happiness. That is the diamond I always talk about. Okay, so that's why I may come and talk, but even if nobody is there to talk or anything, I'm alone. But my family went somewhere. I enjoy that time because turning inward, settle down in our joy is our human birthright. You know, once you have that, you will be very happy. Okay, you will be happy that you have a human being. You take the birth of a human being, and was able to uh, really taste that joy. Okay, modern times, everything is outward. Everything is about accumulation, or everything about sensory exploitation and all that. But that's not real long-lasting fulfillment. Okay, that only happens when you go inward yourself. I think that's a deeper subject, but my point is, you be available to that joy just by understanding the superficial chatter of your mind, and then really putting a stop to that. Okay, so look for the breathing master class on Saturday, and I would like to see you all there. And then I'm sure you'll get a lot of benefit from it, because many people don't know how to breathe deeply, consciously, and volitionally during the day. So they're lost in their thought. That's the main problem, or they are don't have they think they have to have a setting, they have to have a room, privacy, and all that. No need. You don't have to. Like, for example, if I'm talking to you, I may take a deep breath in between. How can you notice? You won't notice, right? Like that's some in the committee meetings, other people are talking. I have plenty of opportunity, right? So I can do all that. So beyond 35 minutes now, so that's enough, I think. So anybody has any questions or comments, or do you want to say how does the first of all, does that seem like comprehensible and something you can do? See, the best things are in life free. That's very true about our awareness, about our practice. Those two things I talked about, they are all within your thing, and then they're not in the circumstances, they're not your studios or whatever. No, it's about your own inner understanding and giving it out. Two important things I talked about: awareness, and how my awareness gives me deep sleep, and also deep breath consciously. Okay. Practice them. And if you have any questions on that, I'm more than welcome to come and talk to me about it. Okay. Let's see one more thing that is free for us that we could do and be happy about. It's giving random act of kindness, or just want to give without expecting anything in return. That's free for us to do. Whatever we can talk a kind word, or we can give some knowledge that you already have been following and implementing in your life. And I'm a physician and I'm a yogi, and so I see both illnesses and also measures for the wellness they ask me in so many ways. I have a comprehensive self care program, okay, for doctors and nurses and corporate heads and all. I have a servant leadership program for the corporate leaders, and I have a stress reduction program for the IT, IT technicians, and also all the nighttime workers and all that. Okay, I have a deep sleep program that is very popular with a lot of doctors, because they're always called upon. But for me, I get up and take care of the thing and go back to sleep. So you can do that with practice. Okay, I have programs on how you can do facial yoga and bring your inner luster outward, and what is the real thing. And I have a self-realization program where people can come and understand what it is to calm the mind down, and also what it is to identify with the inner energy that we all have. It is a witnessing consciousness, or you can call anything being and all that. Okay. Of course, so many other things go on. I write books, I write other things. Entrepreneur, I did a whole month for them. There's something. And now this documentary that's going to go on. So, all right, it's more than 30, 40 minutes right now. So I will see you then, and hopefully you have a good day. And try to do those freebies, like, deep breathing. Nobody's giving you. It is already there, free. Awareness, nobody's giving you. You just have to be aware of your own inner self and see where that is there or not, and then grab it and practice it. Okay. So I'll be seeing you, and thank you.